Greetings from the pit of the ocean. I have come really to greet and to keep it real, because I get the sense that this pause, this break that I am now entering is unavoidable. And I'm sharing this, honestly, it is to keep it real, because to just show up and do a reading is not sensible on my end. Not because I'm afraid, but because I don't have anything new to share with you. I recorded a sort of an energy update on Friday. I felt like I needed to take a step back and have a look at what are we actually dealing with from the sky's perspective. Okay, because I feel like we've just been totally thrown out. And, as I say this, I'm thinking like thrown out of joint. Almost like you're walking and then you trip and then you hurt yourself. You kind of hurt yourself, dislocate some kind of joint, and you're kind of, in your mind, you're on your way somewhere, and so you want to carry on, but your body is actually saying, sorry, you've got to step back and check yourself, get some healing. I have been looking around, listening to some other readings, watching a lot of Netflix. I've really been taking it easy, okay? I've really been taking it easy. Reviewing from the heart. Now, someone like me, I love doing readings. I absolutely love doing readings, but I find myself asking why I do them, because there are so many readings out there, okay? And I'm finding I need to kind of get clear with myself. There are things creatively that I've really been enjoying diving into. I've been enjoying my writing. I've been enjoying listening to the poetry, I think I'd call it that by now, that I shared in the very last post. Okay, I've listened to that. I shit you not. Maybe 20 times, because I felt like it's the most real thing I have created in a very long time. And when I say real, this is not to say that the other stuff I've been creating is not real. I just mean I felt it on such a deep level. But that kind of art is not something that, at least I have not yet learned how to create time and time again, over and over and over, because it comes from a very, very heartfelt, deep, intimate place in my heart. A place that I only really access when I am in deep need of the most divine parts of me, some of which I describe as the darkest and murkiest, okay? And so this is not a place I crawl to, that's a place, okay, actually, it's a place I crawl to when I'm already on my knees. It's not a place that I just pretend to crawl to so that I can create it, if you know what I mean. I'm also finding there are so many things I came here to say, but realized I'm not going to say them because I don't want to find myself ranting. Okay, I don't want to find myself ranting here, because it's actually more responsible to just take my pause and review. Am I worried? No, I'm not. Completely honestly, I'm not worried. I just don't want to create readings for the sake of creating readings, for the sake of saying I'm doing something, and I don't know who else needs to hear this. I look around and I see what I see. I see a lot more than at this point I'm comfortable declaring. I'll say some of it. Some of it is I see other people creating for the sake of creating. I do see that. I'm not going to gaslight myself into saying, no, they're in a completely different place or whatever, because like I said, when I started this, I am greeting you from the depths of the ocean. Okay. So I am very far from being able to totally hear my own thoughts clearly. And so things need to settle. In order for that to settle, for my actual body to rise to the surface and access clear thought, I need to release the pressure off myself. That pressure is the pressure I create out of this really deep need to just create. It feels very circular to me. I'm human. So are you. I am not saying you should stop creating at all. I am just coming here with my voice so that you can hear that I'm okay. To also share this offering that I've created for any of you who feel like timing is crucial right now. However, the way you're used to being and the way you'd like to get to is not forthcoming. Okay, so that I created that to be able to bring some peace into my space. And since listening to it, I'm feeling the peace. And the only time I don't feel peace is when I tell myself I need to show up and do a reading. And so I actually don't know if I'm the only one feeling like this. And, I might be and I might not be. And I don't believe I am. I don't believe I am. I just feel there is this big pressure on creators of regular content to continue as though everything is normal. And again, maybe everything is normal, but I don't feel that way. And I am honestly afraid to force things when my spirit is saying, don't do it. I have found this place to be one of the most beautiful places to create from, because you remove expectation and something breaks through. But that process can't be bypassed. You can't bypass to the breakthrough. And I don't know what it looks like. I did a number of card spreads over the last few days. Things are not clear on my end. And I want you to know that the day I show up with a reading, I'm confident. I don't want to just show up, because then that creates seeds of doubt over everything I do, not just towards you, literally for myself. So any of you who listen to me regularly, who maybe put a lot of trust in me, please don't take these words that I'm sharing with you as any need to be alarmed. Okay? I think it's more alarming for me to keep quiet and just disappear for a while. I'll probably be writing. I'll probably be posting. You can keep up with my posts if you'd like on my personal Instagram. I usually link that to the pyramid energy posts, but sometimes I don't remember to link both. I'm in a space where I'm seriously integrating my pyramid energy sort of version of me with my Gontse real life version of me. I want these two people, these two things, these two aspects of me to be integrated and to become one. I am also finding myself wanting more. Pyramid energy for a long time. I'm getting emotional as I talk about this. I'm not going to edit that out. But pyramid energy for a long time was sort of a path for me to prove to myself that I am globally relevant. Okay? I don't know whether that ever meant for me the size to which I expect the channel to grow, or whether it was just accessing more than Johannesburg and South Africa. Okay? I've achieved that, at least for myself, the way I see things. I also achieved something I deeply yearned for, which is validation of my work and my ability. I have far exceeded my expectations. I thought I had it together. I thought I had it together. Do I think that this is the end of the pyramid energy journey? No, I don't. I don't. How do I know that? I know that because pyramid energy is my personal guidance. It is my guidance. Okay? It's how I gain clarity on my life. Is it my lifeline? I wouldn't put it that way, because my lifeline is God and my spirit. Okay? This has just been seriously like a channel for me to get clarity on what moves to take, what to do, right? And this space is going through a transformation. What it looks like, what kind of transformation it is, I don't know. But the more I push against what the container is telling me to do, the more I feel like I'm delaying what it wants to do for me and in my life. And so this is like probably the most sensibly I have approached surrender. It feels like. Okay. When I did this thing that I'm going to share with you, I've put it on the Patreon shop, because after I recorded it, and you'll hear from the structure that it was obviously intended for here on YouTube. But when I put it, when I closed the whole thing, I was instructed by my spirit to put it on Patreon. You'll even see from the cost, the price, that it's not what I usually put on Patreon. And I'd actually taken a huge break of posting things on Patreon. But that's what it is. That's what it is. From it, I do believe things are going to ease up, at least by the end of this month, for anyone who needs to know that. And this is really a preparation for December, apparently, according to that. I have left out a lot of the astrological planetary jargon, okay, just to actually be able to hear the essence of what I was there to fetch when I opened that container. And I truly hope you find it helpful. If you can't purchase it, please don't be offended by this. I'm in a space where I literally just need to listen to my spirit. And I'm also in a space where, because of how hard I'm being instructed to listen to my spirit, I am afraid of doing anything else. It reminds me of this concept of being God-fearing, like it's just like, sometimes you just have the fear of God in you. My God has never failed me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a card from the Rumi Oracle deck. I pulled it already. It's card number 14. Let love transform. Already this number 14, and without diving into reading space here, I'm being so cautious. I want to share that it's reminding me of the Temperance card, because I very much feel like we're in Temperance energy here. Before I read it, I'd like to implore you to please not live through fear. Don't be afraid. Okay? If you are called to take a step back, please trust that. Please trust that. There's this idea that time, and this keeps coming up for me, there's this idea that this is really bad timing. There's this idea that taking time away when there's so much sort of time pressure on you materially in life, that you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And actually, resistance is what allows you to then flow into the place that you need to get to. But for as long as you push against your own instruction and your own sort of protection, which this is what this is. This is your life system's way of protecting you from forcing yourself to listen to what your mind keeps telling you to do, because your mind is on a program. Your mind is programmed to sort of avoid, divert danger by doing. And this concept is dwindling and it's asking you to just listen to what you actually are being told to do. And I always say, if you don't know what to do, do nothing. Because sometimes you'll hear one side of your mind telling you do this, the other side of your mind telling you do that. And sometimes when you try to listen to the voice of your heart, your mind interferes. This is that kind of time. And if you feel any doubt, hearing me out right now, if you hear any doubt on your end as you listen to my voice now, literally take everything that I've said to you and throw it in the dustbin. Do not take it. Do not take it. The safest place to take insight and information from right now is you. Okay? I am okay with every single word I'm sharing with you. And I just came here to be completely honest and let you know what's happening with me. Because what I'm not going to do is, let's say, disappear for a week and then come back and act like everything is hunky-dory and has been. So I'm just telling you straight that I am taking pause. And maybe I'll be back tomorrow. I actually do not know. What I do know is that releasing resistance is my personal, quickest, and learned path to clarity. And also to balance. It has literally never failed me. I have just never had the courage to say up front that I don't know what's going on and I need to get away right now. We are seriously living through wild times. You have like gurus sharing all the answers of how to, create everything you want to create and selling it to everyone. And like you actually have your own intuition telling you, that person, I smelled out. And then you have to sit and question whether you are just being negative or you are like, seriously, your intuition is telling you. This person could be looking you dead in the eye with their face, huge smile pasted. It reminds me of the death card with all those flowers around. I'll show it on the screen. With all the flowers around and there's this skeleton and you can see there's no flesh inside and the skeleton is smiling. It like reminds me of that. And so this is a very dark and perhaps sometimes cynical feeling time. And so the safest place you can be right now is in your body and with yourself, is what I'd like to say. I'm not scared of the outside. I'll continue to check out what's happening out there. I'll post something if I feel called to post it. I just wanted to say that I love you all so much. I am so grateful for all of the growth that you've taken me to. Some of you maybe listen to every single reading and some of you maybe do not. I have no idea. I do sort of. But what I do know is that I cannot fool you all. I can't fool you because you guys are deeply intuitive. And not just all of you, like the collective. When I read the comment sections of some of these things where I'm like, question mark, I read and the collective is seriously calling people out. I am very proud of this collective because even just one voice calling out one person to say, I'm not too sure about that. That's why I hardly ever, censor my comment section, because I believe in free speech. I believe that any person who comments anything is accountable for their own words and their own views. I do. I remain accountable for my own. Thankfully, I go by what I share in my containers, and so I'm at peace with that. But we're going through a major disruption is what I'm sensing in this collective. And it's interesting because it's got layers. It's got a layer that's carrying on as if everything is normal. And it's got a layer that's fucking fed up. Okay. You've never heard me use this much bad language in one video. Okay. I don't usually do that. And so this is not pyramid energy speaking. This is Gontse. Okay. Calling you, speaking to you through the little air bubbles that are coming up from wherever I am at the bottom of the ocean. Even if you consider it like, let's say scientifically, at the bottom of the ocean, there's so much pressure. And literally the only way you'd be able to rise to the surface is to release at least whatever pressure you're putting on yourself to become lighter, rise to the surface in the time that the water calculates it's your time. And so I'm going to share this card for all of us. But it was really important for me to say to you that this is not a reading. This is not a channeled message. It is not my wish to project, but I'm also not going to deny myself my opportunity, which I much need to really dive into whatever cynical thoughts I am going through and whatever darkness I'm facing. I am not going to always be, what do they call it? Love and light. Okay. And I think it's important to be careful when it's not that. One, to pretend it's not that. And two, to bring that. And it's not to say that I struggle to bring you the bad news. It's not that. It's more to say, when I keep laying out the cards and I keep seeing the same thing, I can make the call to not repeat myself in that energy. Does that make sense? That's what I mean. And also, apparently this no shit attitude, not taking any more of anything that you don't feel like taking, is actually in the stars. Did you know that? And so if you find yourself finding some kind of a different type of voice of yours that is, there are days you do spring cleaning, let's say. Some days you feel like preserving some of the stuff you might need one day, and other days you're just more ruthless and you're just chucking and cleaning out. That's kind of what this looks like. Shall we read the card? It says, "The spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to bid the wings of soul to fly. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The stone becomes a ruby, and the body becomes all soul." Rumi. Love is my medicine, intelligent medicine. It takes death and makes it a passageway into greater life. What genius this is! A genius that will render anything and everything as a pathway to life. I have found a bench upon which we may be seated. Nay, not a bench, a love seat. It is carved of precious ruby. It sits under the gentle shade of an ancient tree that thrives in love's garden. Come sit with me, beloved, as we let the whispers of the great beloved penetrate our hallowed ears, carried upon the sweet afternoon breeze. As the sun begins to set, the colors become vibrant. Even if we are deaf to the beloved's tender whispers, we shall not be blind. We shall be captured by the vivid display of the beloved's artistry and be transported into peace. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed. You have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind, and because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is a show-off, creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless, in a fit of appreciation and awe so great, truly, there would not even be a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Do not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius thus? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent, perfection, literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right, so utterly juicy and sweet, you shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect. nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare, perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I am so happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you're not going to worry. If you're just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me upon the cool sand at midnight under the fullness of the harvest moon. That's the end of the card reading. You know, it feels good to just be honest. It feels good to just say what is on my heart, not really keeping at the top of my mind what's in the greatest good. So much pressure as a reader, so much pressure to be on point every day, to have it together, to know what's coming next. So much pressure. I release. If you're still here with me, please know that I'm so grateful for you. To everyone who supports the channel, to members of the channel, all of you, all of the energy that you bring, your depth is just so affirming for me and the work that I've been doing. It's interesting that this message has been left to the end of this recording, but something keeps repeating in the voice inside me, and it's question everything. Okay. And so again, to avoid bringing doubt here, I checked in with my cards to ask, is this a message I'm meant to share? And I got the Wheel of Fortune, and they're saying things are changing. And they're saying where you sense doubt in something that you are seeing, faced with, something that's been placed in your view. They're saying question everything. They're almost saying it's time to raise your, not just your opinion, your view, the authority of your own intuition, to raise it, because nothing's going to matter more. I believe that this message has been shared before in different ways, but they're actually pointing to this apprehension that you seem to have right now. They're saying it's valid and it's part of this process. And so they're saying, yes, question everything. Okay. If something sounds like a contradiction to you, question it, interrogate it. This is just you with the things you're faced with. So this is not you fighting against anyone. This is not to say, shout from the rooftops how much you disagree with everyone and everything. This is to say, the things that come up in front of you, it's not so much about the other person, but they're saying, if you're questioning, let's say the other person, they're saying question everything. Okay, those questions that you have are valid. And it's an opportunity for you to sift for yourself, because you're going to get answers for yourself that you very much need during this time, that you're starting to really face the clarity that is upon you. Thank you for this space. I am so appreciative. Sending you all so much love.